Hi there. Many of my friends have sent me messages over the last 2, 3 weeks, maybe even a month, asking me, hey, what's going on in Egypt? Why are you guys out there on the streets again? And since I've been actually blogging mostly in my native language and writing in Arabic, I thought I'd send you this quick vlog to let you guys know what's happening. Basically, and to keep it short, after Mubarak was ousted, the leadership of our army took over, and they collaborated with an extremist, fanatic religious organization called the Muslim Brotherhood, and both of them put us on a path that we have been trying to get out of since 2 years ago. And until today, we have not managed. For the last 2 years, they've brought us through what looks like democracy to where we stand today. Egypt is a nation of 90 million people. 15% of them are Christians, 85% Muslims, approximately. Both factions are firm believers. They have a very close relationship to God, but also both factions are very freedom-loving people. We are peace-loving. Egyptians are not violent, are not brutal. If you remember, our revolution 2 years ago was hailed for being a very peaceful revolution. We did not hold an arm in hand. We did not have a weapon in hand. We did not have to suffer or practice some of the brutality that you may have seen in other countries without naming them. So this is what Egyptians are like. And yes, again, we are firm believers. The Muslims have a very close relationship to God, but they have also a very close relationship to their personal freedom. If you have visited Egypt, then you might have seen, yes, there are a lot of mosques, but there are also a lot of churches. And there are a lot of bars. There are a lot of discotheques. There are beaches. There's cafes. There's restaurants. People mix. Okay, many Egyptian women are wearing a veil. Some Egyptian men have beards. But the majority, until recently, of Egyptian men did not have beards like you see today. And the majority of Egyptian women were not completely veiled like you see today. This is not Egypt. This is not how Egyptians are like. And through this democratic process that even those army leadership and the Muslim Brotherhood has put us through, they've abused of the illiteracy of Egyptians. They've abused of the poverty of Egyptians. They went out and bought votes. They went out and lied to the voters and told them that if you vote for us, you're actually voting for religion. And people have decided to follow them not knowingly. And what we have today is a constitution that is befitting of the 15th century, not of the 21st century. That looks like Afghanistan or Iran or Saudi Arabia, but not like Egypt. And today, we are out there again on the streets because we refuse that. We refuse where this apparent democratic process has brought us. And we are fighting not against Islam, no, we are fighting for Islam. We're fighting for Islam that 95% of the Muslims worldwide are practicing. The Islam that does not tell you as a non-Muslim what you should do, that doesn't oppress you, that does not commit any acts of violence against other Muslims or non-Muslims, that does not go around preaching to people how they should live. This is how 95% of the Muslims worldwide live. And this is how Egyptians are. And this is what we're fighting for. Add to that we're still fighting against the same things. Police brutality, 2 years after the revolution, and 6 months after this guy they call President Morsi was elected, we have people being shot on the street by the police force. Nobody investigates. Nobody's indicted. 70 people were killed by the police force in the last 2 months. Not a single person was put on trial. We are fighting against political oppression like we were 2 years ago. Today, they look different. Today, they're religious factions, and they play the democracy game just like the others used to play it, actually. And they have taken over. And today, it's a monopoly of a different party. But again, it is political oppression. So we are fighting against the same things that we went out fighting against 2 years ago. And again, 2 years ago, the economic circumstances. People could not find enough to eat. The average population or the average Egyptian lives under very, very extreme economical circumstances. Today, it has gotten worse. Today, the poor Egyptian has become poorer. And some who may have thought that the Muslim Brotherhood would convey more social justice, absolutely the opposite. They're a capitalist breed. They're basically what you see in your home countries as the average right-wing extremist political faction. Very money-oriented, very hate-oriented in their speech and their dogma. They even use the same polemic, the same way of getting voters. That's what they are. And that's what we're fighting against. We're fighting against this faction who robbed us of the benefits of our revolution. And we're fighting against those people who are not only ruining our country, but they're also ruining our religion. So what you're seeing on your TV screens today, maybe you will keep seeing it for a while. Maybe your TV stations will stop showing it to you because you will get bored of it. I'm promising you it will go on. Egyptians will keep fighting for Egypt to stay Egypt. And one of two things is going to happen. Either the Muslim Brotherhood will become human beings, and will become human beings, I mean that, in the sense that they will start acting like human beings and let Egyptians live and let people live and not abuse of their powers to force religious fascism, or we will oust them too. No matter how many of us die, no matter how long we stay on the streets, this is what's going to happen. There is no way Egypt will become another Afghanistan or Iran. And if this happens, you can really know that Egyptians have paid the price, it has amounted to nothing, and that your governments out there have given the support to these fanatics because of something in their interest. I'm not saying what we're suffering in our country has anything to do with what your country is doing or what your government is doing, but I'm just pointing out that not everybody that preaches peace actually works for peace, and not everybody that preaches freedom actually works for freedom. I hope the message is clear. I hope you understand now why Egyptians are on the street, and I hope you support us, even if only through a prayer or crossing your fingers, because we will keep going until we've won, until we've won for democracy, real democracy, until we've won for Islam, real Islam. Thank you very much. Hope you share it if you thought it was insightful, and see you soon. Bye-bye.